What's up? It's George the Fragrance Apprentice here, and today we have a very special episode, and that is, of course, La Malle. La Malle is a classic. It is a bona fide, genuine legend within this community. It changed the industry when it came out. Now, to say that a fragrance changed the industry is quite a very big claim, but this basically did to the industry what Jaws did for the for the film industry, should I say. It was a blockbuster, as in the amount of revenue, the amount of money that this made worldwide, internationally, all over the globe, was a huge, unprecedented amount. It basically took the whole world by storm, and fragrances previously had taken pockets of the world by storm and had been bestsellers, but this, I would argue, was the first proper international bestseller. So, is it still good in 2019? This is the question that we want to answer in this video, or attempt to answer in this video. And interestingly, I'll get to that in a second, how we define whether something is good in 2019 or in the year that this is posted is by three different pillars. The first one is reformulation. Has it been reformulated? And if it has been reformulated, what damage has been done? Has it been reformulated to, death, to the point where it's unwearable? The second one is relevance. Is it still relevant? The fragrance world is an ever-changing industry. New fragrances are coming out all the time. There's copycats, there's originals, and trends are changing. And the final one is retail price. Is it worth the money, with all of the factors previously considered? So, the interesting one with today's episode is, when it comes to reformulation, is I have this. This was released about a year ago. I bought this a year ago, should I say. So this is the most recent reformulation, and I have tested it out and confirmed that this is the most recent reformulation of La Malle. This is La Malle Scuba. This is an original 2007 bottle of La Malle. So this is not the original formulation of La Malle, but it's one of the strongest formulations. This is pre-2011, and 2011 was the reformulation that kicked La Malle in the arse, really. So we're going to look at it in that respect. So let's start, as always, with reformulation. So reformulation, in general, reformulation has come under attack recently. People have even started saying in comments, not just on my channel but on a few other channels, reformulations aren't that big a deal. Reformulations probably aren't even real. Yes, we're actually getting in 2019 flat earthers, Holocaust deniers, and reformulation deniers. People don't believe that reformulations exist, and that they're just sort of like this weird thing to hype, original fragrances or certain fragrances or whatever it is. But that's a load of rubbish. It's a complete load of bollocks. And somebody actually said to me on a video that I released recently, there's no difference between the new L'Instant de Guerlain Eau Extrême and the original formulation. Well, sunshine, I've got the original formulation of L'Instant de Guerlain, and I have the recent formulation, and they are very different. They are not so different that I can't enjoy this one, but I will be pining for this one. It's a sad thing about fragrance, but yes, fragrances do change, and this one is sunnier, brighter. This one is more darker, has more cacao in it. But of course, the one of the natural cacao oils was recently banned, or banned from about the same time that this was reformulated, because of that very fact. So yes, reformulations do happen. They are well documented, and yes, they can even destroy fragrances, unfortunately. So, has La Malle been reformulated? Yeah, I think so. In 2011, there was the infamous La Malle reformulation that effectively gutted La Malle to a degree. But there can be reformulations that try to save fragrances. People think that reformulations are just all downhill. That's not so. If something becomes available, like a new type of aroma chemical, or a natural can become unbanned because things are reviewed all the time, you know, you can try and reformulate a fragrance upwards. You can punch upwards with your reformulations. But there is a difference between these two bottles. So, what I'm going to say is this. This is a lot more earthier. This is a lot more like a fougere. This has got a heavy, heavy lavender note going into it with the chunky, sweet vanilla. And it's got that mint. It's got the regular things of Lamel, but this is a lot more earthier. This is a lot more sort of pinier almost within the lavender, and it's strong, it's very manly, very masculine, very earthy. That's the only way that I could really put it. This takes all of that earthiness away, it takes the lavender down, and the vanilla actually becomes kind of creamier and almost like a caramel kind of vanilla. The mint really freshens it up. This is a much more sweeter variation. This is the new formulation. This is the one that you can literally go out and buy right now. It's a sweeter fragrance. It's a less earthier fragrance. And the vanilla has gone from being something that was actually kind of originally quite harsh in a way and has become a little bit more creamy and sugary. If I'm honest, it feels as though this Lamel was kind of modernized. It was kind of updated in the end. And it is very wearable. I enjoy wearing it. I still get compliments here and there, but usually I just get comments like, as I've said before, people just go, "Oh, you're wearing Lamel." It's still recognizable, and that's the main thing. People still recognize this fragrance as this fragrance. Maybe it's just me, or somebody who's really into this and is a sort of a connoisseur and really thinks very deeply about this, that thinks to themselves, "Oh, I wish I had a bit more of that, you know, lavender. I wish I had a bit more of that earthiness, a bit more of that sort of groundedness that this kind of lacks." But in general, people actually don't really notice. But it's a nice. It doesn't feel as though it's gutted. It feels as though it's just been changed, and they've had to deal with that change, and they've dealt with that change appropriately, and they've modernized it and they've updated it. So I'd say reformulation, you're good to go. If it's that's worrying you, it's not too much of a problem. It's still very pleasant. It still does what it intends to do, which is supposed to be a clean, fresh barbershop fragrance with some sweeter elements that's very likable and very enjoyable around people. So in that department, reformulation, you know what? It's fine. Relevance. So the truth of the matter is, in my opinion, I think that the relevance of this fragrance has gone down, but it's not because of the fault of the fragrance. It's because styles have changed. Styles have changed so much since this came out. This is a minty, fresh, clean barbershop, and those kinds of fragrances just aren't really in. It's now turned to citrus. Right about the mid to late noughties, things became citrus based, and then the pinnacle of that came out in 2010, which was of course Aventus. Fragrances that have come out, such as, well, you know, Mont Blanc Explorers literally was only just released this year, and that citrusy, pineapple-y with a little bit of musk and a little bit of wood. That's what's really in. Either that or sugary bombs, such as the Invictuses of the world. It's things like that that has completely shifted that. Cleanliness has gone from something like this. Lavender used to be an extremely clean note. That was something that was really represented as clean. The cleanliness has now gone down in fragrances, and it's now about being sugary and punchy and woody and very vanilla-y and very, very sickly sweet. Now, like I said, this is sweet and this has got vanilla, but it's done it in a very cleanly kind of way. You look at fragrances now that are really, really big, such as Herod, Mont Blanc Individual or Original Santal, fragrances, even like the Invictuses, things like that. These are incredibly gargantuan, sugary powerhouses. The Valentinos of the world, the Ferragamos, things that have become chocolatey, things that have become incredibly sweet. So this cleanly, homely, you've just freshened up, you've just gotten out of the shower kind of thing has really, really gone. It's really dissipated, and that isn't the trend anymore. I'm actually thinking of doing a video about fragrance trends and how they've evolved over time. So I'm just going to say this, unfortunately, Lamel also, because of this kind of style, has been done to death as well in many different fragrances. The first one that comes to my head is Reflection Man by Amouage. This style of fragrance has been done to death and become a sort of a victim of its own success. So is Lamal relevant anymore? I would say that on the whole, no, unfortunately not. It has kind of had its day. However, retail price, one of the things that I like about Jean Paul Gaultier, and one of the things that I really respect about Jean Paul Gaultier, is that they understand where they are with their fragrance. They understand that the reformulation has changed it, it has weakened it, and that it isn't necessarily as big as it once was. Like I said, when I wear this, well, the only comments I ever get, I don't really even get comments like, oh, you smell nice, or you smell good. It will just be instantly recognizable. It will just be, you're wearing Lamal. And that's something that's a little bit of an up and down thing. Yeah, the comments that I get are not with kind of like the comments that I get with this fragrance aren't relevant. So the comments that I get with this fragrance are no longer with reverence. They're no longer with, oh wow, you smell good, you smell nice. It's, oh yeah, you're wearing Lamal. My dad used to wear that, or my ex-boyfriend used to wear that, or my older brother used to wear that. It really does feel as though it's kind of it's gone downhill. But Jean Paul Gaultier get that. So you can get this on Amazon. Or, well, actually, don't buy from Amazon, you get a lot of fakes on there, unfortunately. But usually you can get Lamal even in store or online very easily for now, like £25 for a 75 milliliter. For 125, that's going to push you to about 35-40, but for 125, that's perfectly fine. The retail price is absolutely off the charts in the way of it being a complete bargain. So, retail price is a thumbs up. Overall, if you love Lamal and you've had some good times with Lamal, then no shit, right? It was an incredibly popular fragrance. It completely changed everything, and it will have a legacy forever. However, in 2019, things have changed, and because it was so popular, and because it was so huge, and because it just blew up and became a legend, so it became so big, and it changed so much that I couldn't even to do a proper in-depth essay. It would be like a 45-minute long documentary. I cannot tell you the effects and the side effects and the domino effect that Lamal had on the fragrance industry, for good, for better, and for worse. But it has become a thing of the past. And now, if you want compliments, if you want something that people are going to really enjoy, you're going to either have to go to these more citrusy, woody-based fragrances, or you will have to go for the super sweet fragrances, two of which I will mention right now. So if you want to move on from Lamal and you want to move into kind of things that are more in at the moment, like I said, you've either got one of two choices, but what I'm talking about here is two styles of fragrance that have overtaken the mainstream in a way that have taken over the marketplace of Lamal. So if you want to go for citrusy woody, which of course is the most hugest compliment getting type of fragrance in the world, people really resonate with that, the general public truly resonate with that kind of thing, then an easy recommendation would of course be Mont Blanc Explorer, which only came out this year. It's basically a clone of Aventus with a couple of other things. I'm going to be releasing a review about this tomorrow anyway. But yeah, people love this. It's a huge compliment getter. When I first put this on, this gets like 3 compliments off of me. It's almost depressing, to be honest. But also what's popular at the moment is of course the really sugary, sweety tonka bean based fragrances, and for that I just give you a really easy recommendation of Versace Eros. And this is the legacy that this is what Lamal died for. No, but these are the things that have taken over where Lamal used to be. So, but hey, listen, if you still love it, if you still enjoy it and you had some great experiences with it, I'm not going to tell you to not wear it. It's fine, it's a classic, it's brilliant. I still wear it. You see how much work I've worn of this right here? That's quite a lot. And even this one, I've worn about the same amount. Why? Because Lamal is fantastic and it is phenomenal. But, you know, the whole point of this show is it still good in 2019? And in 2019, that isn't popular anymore. These guys are. So, hope you got the information that you wanted. I hope that was objective. I hope that was fair. And I hope I just gave it to you straight and, you know, just gave you it honestly. So anyway, thanks very much. Really hope you enjoyed this. If you like my content, then please give me a comment and subscribe, because I'm basically uploading every single day at the moment. Anyway, I'm the Fragrance Apprentice. I'm out. Thank you.